Hi, welcome to Coastal Connections with Courtney. I'm going to be your host, Courtney Anderson, and you're going to get to view the show once a week. On this show, we are going to feature fun, all positive things that people are getting their hands in, which are making the Mississippi Gulf Coast the #1 place to live and growing daily. We're going to get into the lives of the coastal celebrities and how they've gotten where they are today and what exactly they are doing that makes the coast so wonderful. Hey everyone, welcome to Coastal Connections with Courtney this week. Here we are live in Biloxi, Mississippi at the Hard Rock Casino. Today we're going to get to meet with the Player Development Director, Mr. Billy Deville.
I'm a real wild child. Come on, baby, she's going on.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Coastal Connections with Courtney. Here we are in the VIP lounge at Hard Rock Casino. We're about to get to know Mr. Billy Deville. One of the most interesting, coolest guys ever, dresses head to TGQ. So I thought for sure, Mr. Billy, I was gonna bring my glasses. I had to fit the par.
You look the part now.
I don't know who looks cooler, me or you.
You do. I told you that.
Well, I will tell you, you are so involved in the community. You're so just entrenched. So many people see you. I saw you at the golf tournament and got to start picking your brain. And I thought, I have got to get him on the show. As interesting as you are, all the languages, you've lived everywhere. But the one thing you do is you say, Mississippi Gulf Coast, this is my home. I love the Gulf Coast. And I just want you to tell us a little bit about such a prominent leader that you are.
I don't know about leader.
Well,
I'm just
leader.
A character down here.
Yeah,
on the
but
coast.
you have your residence is here
This
now.
is my permanent residence.
After everywhere you've been.
For many years.
I love it.
Once I moved down here, really loved it and built a house here and I have no intention of ever leaving. So I'm like everybody else down here. Once you're down here, you don't want to leave. It's a nice place.
Well, I know you don't like to talk about it, but let's start at the beginning because not only are you the player development executive, you are a musician, you speak every language.
I'm not
Yeah, well, very close. You started talking Latin. I was like, we're going to stick to English, Mr. Billy. So I just would like you to tell us a little bit about someone like you, what you bring to the coast, and all your different experiences living everywhere and what you've been up to.
Well, my real trade is show business. I retired in the year 2000 to get into the casino business. I'm real happy I did, but I started out born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a long, long time ago, and I was always interested in show business, so I got my first television part. I think I was 9 or 10 years old. I was on a TV show called The Harmonica Cats, where they had little kids play weird little songs on their harmonicas, and it was real fun and so on, and moved on from that. And I've always practiced playing instruments, and my goal was to be a guitar player, singer, dancer, whatever, and just went on, and you keep it up. You finally get in a crummy band when you're 12 or 13.
So you started off at the bottom.
Yeah,
you just kept persevering.
You start at rock bottom and just work your way up, and then one day you just keep switching bands and things get better and better, and the next thing you know, you're buying a new Cadillac somewhere.
Is this in Wisconsin?
Well, I grew up there and worked there, worked out of there for the most part, and then as things progressed, then I was working out of Chicago more, and then I ended up, my headquarters was Las Vegas.
Oh,
wow. Things go as they go. you know, you go from driving in a crappy van to flying in an airplane, you know.
Wow.
It's the progression.
Isn't it so
In
cool?
show business, you call it, you went from horseback to Cadillac.
But you always, you have to start somewhere. Everybody's a grasshopper.
Everybody's got to start somewhere.
I know, exactly. And hard work pays off.
It does.
And you're an example right here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast at Hard Rock.
Well, thank you for that.
And if I go to a Saints game, I don't think I've ever seen you at a Saints game not entertaining people that are visiting. You're always on the golf course, and you're just showing people the beauty of the Mississippi Gulf Coast. You're giving them the experience that makes them want to keep coming back.
Well, everybody who comes here, we do a lot of bring people in from the East Coast, and the first thing they walk in and it's like, wow.
They are. What do you
It
think
just
they're so
blows
impressed
their
about?
mind.
Just the whole
well,
Hard Rock?
The geographically, the
Yeah.
climate, the vibe down here.
Of the coast.
Clean and beautiful.
It is.
And it's a better place to be, let's be honest.
Yeah. Well, where all have you lived that you can compare it to?
Let's see, I lived in San Diego for a while.
Oh, but that was cool.
That was in San Diego and Southern California in the 70s, real cool place to live.
Yeah.
And Lake Tahoe, I love living there. I love living, I had a nice place in Thessaloniki, Greece, real nice place to live.
And you were entertainer there, is that correct?
I had a nice, real nice show there. I had a real nice theater. We did about 6 shows a week, and through that, we started working. The ambassador from the U.S. to Greece used to come and hang around with us, and then we got involved in flying back and forth to Athens and doing television shows there, and then trying to promote American business overseas. And that was really interesting to me.
Yeah. Well, you're very well-rounded. I'm sure you've seen and learned so many things.
I've learned very little, but I fake it
Right,
very
right.
well.
The one thing you know is that you don't know. I always try to tell myself
Yes,
that.
you got that
Remain
right.
humble. And yes, well, the Mississippi Gulf Coast, what do you think? Do you think we are growing rapidly after seeing? I feel like we're growing with people like you and the minds, the young leaders. That's the main reason I wanted you on here, is so that young leaders can learn about it. And what would you tell them to get involved?
Well, first of all, I'm nobody to take advice from.
Well, not advice.
Wouldn't call myself
life
a leader.
experiences.
But I'm experienced at things, and I believe the Mississippi Gulf Coast will be one of the boom areas in the future for obvious reasons. I mean, you want to look at it from
I think so.
cost of living to climate to geographical location. I mean,
And so much
it's
to do.
really a lot to do, and the casinos are top of the line down here, and everybody
Yes.
knows that.
When did the Hard Rock in Biloxi come to the Mississippi Gulf Coast?
We were putting it together. Well, when I came on board in the spring of 2005, the building was kind of already put up, and
And you
it was
started
just
off an
finishing it.
employee?
I started out with my first job was helping hire the staff here, and then I was putting together a restaurant for these guys and going to be in player development eventually once we got everything up
Yeah.
and running. We were just brand new, trying to get things together. And we finally got to where we were just going to open, and then everybody knows the place blew up for Hurricane Katrina.
And you were there for all of that.
I was
Oh,
here, and then I
mercy.
went back to Las Vegas for a while, did some oddball jobs, like I would tell you, I would be an extra on a TV show in the day and then do a weirdo gig at night in some casino.
Oh, that is a
as,
fun life, though. It's a different life than you're living now, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was different. And then
That's nice.
somebody called me that was running this place and invited me to come back. And then I got sent to Hard Rock College for a while to learn about hard rock. And then things changed and we advanced, and now we're real tight running organization with really good people here.
Well, I love talking to you about Hard Rock. You have a deep respect and love, and hearing the history of it, you've been here from square one. You've experienced it going away with Katrina.
And
You came
coming back.
Yes.
I hope it never goes away again.
I know, and you came back when, the coast was really hurting and struggling. I'm sure that was a scary risk.
It sights you'll never forget. You know?
Yes.
Who'd have thought stuff like that happened?
It really was.
But anyway, it's all better now.
It is, and it always is. And as the community and the coast persevered, I mean, it's booming now, and it's constantly growing. And I feel like, you know, the one coast that the mayors, you know, push, it's truly happening,
Yeah,
even in the
and
casino industry.
It is, and you know, the casino industry, despite we're all in competition with
I
each
know,
other.
that's what I mean.
But everybody's kind of together at the same time. I mean, we're all friends with the guys from here and there and everywhere else. Everybody, all the casino people in general kind of know each other. You know, wherever you go, it's like everybody say hi.
It's
how are
really
you?"
everyone knows you.
Well, I mean, everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, that's the good thing
It's
about
a tight
the
community. It's not like the casino community in Las Vegas, totally different.
Right, and the
This
people
is-
of the
this is-
hospitality.
Yeah, this is a
can't
resort
compare it.
community, and that's what's so nice about it.
Yes, I'm sure because you've lived so many places, all the different types of people. You come here, they're genuine, they are in
Yeah.
competition, but they want you to succeed.
Yeah, but it's a nice, nicer type of person that lives down south. I'm sorry to say that.
I agree. I
It's
love
true.
it here. I love it here, and I feel like people are genuine, and they
Mm-hmm.
come together. When you need a helping hand, they're going to help you.
At Butch Ocelette Ford Lincoln in Gulfport, we have brand new 2022 inventory hitting the lot daily, and we're ready to make a deal. We know new inventory's hard to find, but we got 'em. Check out the new Explorer, we got 'em. How about F-150 trimmers? We got 'em. Escapes, we got 'em. Edges, we got 'em. Looking for a Lincoln? We got 'em. Visit us today on Highway 49 in Gulfport, and don't forget,
We'll beat your best deal, regardless.
Are a beacon of healing, resolute and consistent, determined. We are problem solvers, driven to overcoming obstacles, unshakable. We are prepared, capable, experienced, unbeatable. We are a network of people providing care throughout your lifetime. We are believers in the healing power of compassion. We are Memorial.
We'll be right back with more fun with Coastal Connections with Courtney.
Visit the Gulf Coast's newest casino.
Come in today and experience the beautiful smoke-free Beachview Casino.
Pick your game. We have your favorite slots and table games and a sports book.
Enjoy incredible views while you dine at one of our many restaurants.
And grab a drink while you enjoy live entertainment every weekend in the heart of the action.
The Gulf Coast's newest, the smoke-free Beachview Casino Resort, Gulfport.
Thank you for calling J. Allen Toyota Service.
This is what happens when you set an appointment at J. Allen Toyota Service. We will order the part right then, so it'll be here when your appointment comes. Our greeter staff will greet you quickly and friendly and top off your fluids before your car even leaves the drive. Then your car will go to one of our 6 two-man express teams or one of our 10 certified technicians so they can get you back on the road safely and quickly. This is service the way it should be at J. Allen Toyota Service.
What we have here is our own charity called Rockin' the Coast. We service Jackson County, Harrison County, and Hancock County, and we raise money in various ways. My part of that is I auction off autographed guitars by rock stars that come through here, and then we take that money and do what we can do for people in need, and it's been working real well.
And that is your large foundation that you're really interested in?
That's really the only one I'm involved in.
Sure.
And Hard Rock and Bally's Corporation certainly has many more charities that they're involved in. Hey, you know what? I promised Courtney one of my records. This is my favorite one I ever did. And it was from a group called the New Legion Rock Spectacular that started out as a 50s show in Milwaukee, and it got real popular real fast. We had a few jukebox hits, and we evolved into an original music band, and then our travels took us.
Called Wild Ones, or
that was the name of the album.
Oh my gosh, I love
and
it.
I told
See,
you,
that'd be exactly the album I want.
And then at that time I was Back Alley Bill.
So this
is
is
a good album, but this is an original music album. I'm going to autograph it to you.
Oh my gosh, thank you. And the thing is, I'm going to frame this. Me.
All right.
Okay.
Courtney, here it is. That was a good album. It was recorded in Lake Geneva. Really some cool songs on it. If we can get this digitalized, we'll play some in the background. There's a couple of songs that were radio hits on here back in the early 70s before the time of you folks.
And that, you gave this to me, so I have a signed copy of the early 70s.
That was the first album I ever put out.
And there you are.
There I is.
You look quite different, but you really don't. You still have that same look.
That was before 50 years on the road of hard traveling.
I mean, look, you got the leather jacket
I was
on.
fresh then.
No, you still fresh.
They're broken open shower light. I'm looking for peace and getting by. We don't have blood on you in China or trying to break through. Use the flowers mixed and I won't expect anything. You get more. Oh. Now you told to me, but I heard not a word as I was listening. You were the slurred as to what you prefer. But let me tell you, girl, how we cast shadows across each other's lives. It's hard to look for new in a dead of night.
But I will tell you, like, when you were at that golf tournament, and we were sitting there, I thought you looked like you're not really from here. Your style's a little different. Has anyone ever told you like Christopher Walken?
A lot of people say that.
The actor.
Yeah.
I don't know. Feels like there's something missing.
I know, I was like, I like his look, he is cool. And I started picking your brain. I was like, I've got to get him on the show, because I'm sure others are as impressed and enamored to hear all of these
I don't know
things.
about impressed or enamored, but
that
that's
might not be the
how,
word, but I will tell you, it's very interesting to hear about coast people that are involved and love the coast like you.
I did get a role in a movie because the director thought I looked like Christopher Walken, and I got a pretty good part in the movie.
See, I nailed it. Awesome.
And it was kind of cool. You know, I enjoyed that.
And y'all played in this band.
Well, that was a road touring band. You know, we toured every day. You know, it was.
So you mean when you say you toured, you sang this? I mean, you did. Oh,
that's what you do. You do your music.
Well, I know, but I'm saying.
But anyway, that band was interesting because it started as a 50s show, ended up as an original music band. And,
okay.
Instead of we branched out. You know, you go. All of a sudden, instead of playing in 2 or 3 states, you're playing in America and Canada. You know,
yeah.
It goes like that, and then you go to the next group. It was the other album I brought when I went in the Booze Brothers, which was really started out half of the New Legion and half Blues Brothers show, and that group went national overnight, and then that was another 13 years on the road with that band. And when that ended, then I got into, you just couldn't tour like that, you know, one night or tour all over hell. And when that ended, I got hooked up with a production company in Las Vegas and started doing theater shows for Springtime Productions. And that's through that, and I would do to me was a big luxury. I'd do a year in a city,
Sure.
and I had never lived anywhere for a year at a time. So
you were
that was
jumping
a piece of
around.
cake, and it was really nice. And through that, I ended up in Europe. And by that time, now it's getting to the year 2000, and I figured I'm going to retire
Hard Rock captured you.
and see what comes next in my life. So I'm just tired of doing. I've been in
You just
showbiz
needed
since
to-
I was
yeah.
14. You know, playing in
14.
bands. And then once I turned, I always tell myself, when I turn 50, that's it, I'm gone. And I did it and got in the casino biz, and I'm real happy now.
And on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, you've lived. This is the longest place you've
Oh,
stayed permanently.
absolutely. Well, when I lived in Milwaukee, but remember,
Sure.
once you go on the road, I always had a place there, hardly ever went there, you know.
Right.
And then in the middle of that Blues Brothers tour thing, then it started getting a little easier. We flew everywhere. And then in my spare time when I was home, I was a hair model for Malcolm of London
Listen
also.
to this.
And I did hair shows, and then I got a gig as a suit model in my spare time, you know, for extra money.
Okay, let's stop there.
and
Are
all
you
that.
trying out for these parts, or you're just walking and people are asking you?
What parts?
I mean, the hair model.
Oh, no, people ask me to do
That's what I
yeah.
thought. That's
and there's
why.
a picture, that one picture of me with the kind of bouffant, the blackish looking hair. That was me at a hair show in Chicago. I took second place, I think.
For the hair model.
For a hair model from, I was with a big salon. Malcolm of London is a big joint, and my hairdresser was Cheryl Sassone.
Billy, I love the coast because I'll be driving and you always have different people coming here, and they're not just anybody. The talented professionals, the musicians, the comedians. Tell me a little bit about who you've met and what they think about the
I've been
coast.
very fortunate to
Yeah.
meet a lot of good people here, and I MC for them when they come here if they need an MC. And the comedians I actually have worked with. I had the extreme pleasure of always working with Joan Rivers, who would come in and she'd want an MC, and then she'd want to, she always hand me a script and say, hey, I want you to say this in the beginning of the show, and then I'm going to do this, and then she's going to do something real funny. You kind of make fun of me, you know. So
Yeah,
that was
sure.
always great, and then I got to rehearse, be at her rehearsals. I had to be there in the day to, you know, she'd rehearse it, and she was a brilliant girl, wrote half her show that day at rehearsal. We'd write giant notes and paste them on the floor about things we'd say about the coast and everything, and she made it super funny. I used to do the same thing with Sinbad. Was another guy'd walk in, sit down and talk to you, and basically write his whole show about chit-chatting with people around the casino, and he was a scream all the time.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the biggest part I had was I was actually in the Martin Short show, where I did a segment with, I can't think of the guy, Jiminy Glick. I was the straight man for Jiminy Glick, and that show I had to do all kinds of rehearsals and fill out all kinds of paperwork and clear his manager and stuff like that. And then I did the actual segment. It was really funny, and I said, well, you know, I'm gonna stick to the script. And I said, I won't laugh, you know, and everything. He said, don't worry, you won't be able to talk, you know. And I said, no, I can handle this.
Yeah,
and the
you
guy
had
was,
your experience.
yeah, he was so funny. I couldn't get any of my lines out. I'm hysterically laughing. The next thing I know, he jumps on me and rubs cake in my face, and that was the segment. You know?
Yeah, see, that's the best. That's what
Yeah.
people want to see.
But
know,
anyway,
the
again, I met
entertainment.
all kinds. I used to take guys golfing, celebrities. I don't know if they want me. I always took Darius Rucker golfing. He's a big golfer. And some other guys. That
What
love
about
to play.
Saints games? I've seen you there
Saints
with
games,
groups.
I always take. Yeah, I take groups to Saints games.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. We're all big Saints fans down here.
So are you still traveling a lot, or you like to stay put on
Not
the
traveling
coast?
as much. I used to travel for the casino and throw player
Right.
parties around, but I'm not doing that much right now. Doing later today, I'm going to do a golf outing representing Hard Rock at a function and stuff like that. And in general, I'm in the casino most of the time.
Well, one of my favorite restaurants in the world is Ruth Chris. Do you eat there a lot and
I
see
eat
a lot
there
of people?
quite a bit, see a lot
I'm
of people
sure.
there, and it's a great restaurant.
Right,
We
and
have-
a lot of people are coming in from all places.
Yeah, we have good we have Half Shell here, Ruth Chris.
Yes,
great
yes,
restaurant,
I
great
know.
restaurant.
Well, the VIP lounge is gorgeous, and I just thank you for meeting with me. And I find you very interesting, hilarious, and cool. And I just wanted to bring you on the show, Coastal Connections with Courtney, and let others hear about people like you that have been all over the world, but absolutely love the coast and call it their home. And I know you tell people that all the time when they're visiting.
Well, it's, like I say, a great place to live. Glad you had me on the show. I hope this was a fun interview and you get a laugh out of it out there.
I hope so too.
And
This
we'll cut
is
it
the most
into
fun.
some of the cutouts and the laughs, because I certainly don't want to be boring. So thank you.
Me either. That's one thing I think between both of us, we're not boring.
We're not boring. We're trying to not be boring. So
Right, and we're fun and we're laughing.
So let
you
me,
know what? Job well done.
I'm going to go walk you out, and we'll see you soon.
Don't you just know it? Don't you just know it? Don't you just know it?
Thank you for calling J. Allen Toyota Service.
This is what happens when you set an appointment at J. Allen Toyota Service. We will order the part right then, so it'll be here when your appointment comes. Our greeter staff will greet you quickly and friendly and top off your fluids before your car even leaves the drive. Then your car will go to one of our 6 two-man express teams or one of our 10 certified technicians so they can get you back on the road safely and quickly. This is service the way it should be at J. Allen Toyota Service.
Butch-Oslett Ford Lincoln in Gulfport, we have brand new 2022 inventory hitting the lot daily, and we're ready to make a deal. We know new inventory is hard to find, but we got them. Check out the new Explorer, we got them. How about F-150 trimmers, we got them. Escapes, we got them. Edges, we got them. Looking for a Lincoln, we got them. Visit us today on Highway 49 in Gulfport, and don't forget,
We'll beat your best deal, regardless.